Okay. So we need to get mouse events. Which we're going to try to deduce from mouse state. There we go. So basically the idea is going to be for these ones, just do an if, and if that succeeds, mouse left press. Release L, mouse left release, underscore L, underscore R, left right. By the way, I found a snack. I have peanuts. You know, side thought here. I have no idea if anyone's watching this or will ever see this, but maybe I'm just giving snack thoughts into the abyss. But is there anything, has anyone ever tried to combine root beer, peanuts, and chocolate into one kind of thing? Because that seems like a thing to me. I mean, maybe you don't mix them in because root beer is a drink, but I could very easily see myself being like a bowl of peanuts, a little bit of chocolate, and root beer to drink, and just snacking on that. Seems like a superb combination, in my head at least. Okay. So if the wheel is not 0, then what we want to do is make a new event, mouse wheel, and then it's a matter of new event wheel equals the wheel, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's almost everything. But there's one thing left. If input mouse x does not equal previous mouse x, or input mouse y does not equal previous mouse y. Now where do I want to get these previous mouse x, mouse y? I could just make them local persists. I could also put them into the models. Well, whatever this is, this looks horrible. Has new title in the models. I'm suspicious of that. I don't know who wrote most of this code. It's all nonsense. So if either of these are not equal, yeah, yep, we'll do it this way. Oh my goodness, typing. Previous mouse X, Y. Make a new event, mouse XY, simulation event, mouse XYX, Y, input, mouse XY, okay, so we're getting goofy amounts of close. We're getting goofily close to something good. Once this is working, I could actually take it off the command line since it's all in the core. It would actually not be very hard at all to make command bindings for this instead of having it just go over the whole course of the session. It's still a little bit of a pain because you gotta make one layer of API, like information transfer across an API boundary, so you'd have to add like a begin recording session call to the customization API. It's not that hard to write, I just don't know if I want that being there. We'll see. We'll see if it becomes important enough I can do it. Okay, so this should be generating events, but once we've got them generated, we need to emit them, right? Remember that? App recording emit events. That's what needs to happen here. If new event count is greater than 0, and by the way, who failed to put these asserts? I thought I said I wanted asserts on all of this. I want an assert on every single one of these. Alright, there we go. If the new event count is greater than 0, then app recording emit events system models new events new event count. Okay. Then we want to save the file. Yeah, so we emit, and then we're going to try to save every frame. If that doesn't end up working, then we'll save at the end of the frame where we decide to emit a signal to kill the process once and for all. Right? So the thing that gets nasty here is I have to use the darn stupid shit all over the place to make this happen. Don't like it. But it's what I have to do. So, save file. Yeah. See, now it's unclear. It's ambiguous where the file gets saved to. You don't have control over that unless you pass in a full file path, I guess. Let me take a quick peek-a-rooney. That's going to be under functions. Save file. Yeah, so this won't bother to check. It'll just be whatever the current directory is, which I don't think we changed the current directory. I changed the hot directory, but that's an internal 4coder core thing that isn't actually linked to the current directory. The current directory remains the same from the application launch to its death. So, yeah. So if it ends up all going to the the current directory, whatever, tried our best. So input recording output file. I want to save data size. Okay. So data size is going to be 4 plus the size of a simulation event times the recorded event count. And then we're going to make a temp memory section right here. Do I have a scratch? I don't have a scratch, huh? Models membered. I did not have a strong sense of style when I was first writing this code, and it shows. It shows. So, we want to count equals push array onto, you know what, just give me that. Give me that. There we go. Equals this event count and then we're going to take the simulation events right here, simulation event. We want event count of those, and then we're going to mem copy into the events from the model's recorded events, and we want the size of that times event count. Begin. That's under settings. Right, so I need a char star data equals push array scratch char 0, just to give myself a pointer at the beginning of the buffer that we're making that's of the right type. Bingo! Now, every frame it's going to save the file over again, which means things might be slow, they might be lame, or they might be totally awesome, and I don't really know what to expect. What I do know is I should probably turn off the input test and instead turn on the input recorder. Now run. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to try clicking here, here, here. Then I'm going to skip over here and go like this. Click here. I'm going to resize this and get rid of this. And then I'm going to say open up basic txt. And then I'm going to skip down twice and say enter hello world, whoops, happy face, and then I'll save my results. I'll undo that and save it again. Then I will insert 2 lines, try to escape, and hit yes. Alright, so hopefully that recorded that. Alright, so it says here that we have 4 bytes, which is not enough data to record all of my inputs. So it didn't work. But we can handle that. Recorded event count is stuck at 0. I know what happened. Emit events. I never finished this function. Recorded event count plus equals the new event count. Mem copy into models recorded events plus the current event count from the new events times the size of an event times the new event count. And while I'm remembering things I need to do, counter index can't just actually be 0 forever. So how about I go and deal with that situation for a sec. None of these are keeping a frame counter. Not a problem. We'll just introduce one right here. Frame counter. Plus equals 1. Alright. Let's record that again. Okay, so what I did last time was I was like, you know what, let's click around a little bit. I want to click, 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 non-click shoot over there, open, open, boom, and then I decided to, resize this, boom, 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 open, basic, down, enter, boom, boom, enter, enter, up, hello, world, happy face, save, whoop, flip that thing, save, undo all of these changes, save, add new changes, and set the escape thing, and then hit yes. Okay. No. Yes. Okay, 6 kilobytes of test data. Open with hex editor. Alright, so that's 256, 200 and let's see, 128. Wait, that can be right. 16, 24, 16, 32, 64. Right, 64. Okay, so 256 plus 64 plus 8. 256 plus 64 is the same as 260 plus 60, or 320. Add in the 8, 328, something like that, somewhere around 328-ish. Alternatively, yeah, 328. And now if I multiply that by 16, yeah, close to 6K. Okay, that all adds up. Hello world, ZZZZZ, SSS, ZZZZS, stuff, things and stuff, lots of good stuff, and stuff and things. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. This is probably me moving my mouse around a bunch. So that's the one downside of recording your input, is that it gets all of the mouse motion. But more importantly than all the direct inspection, that makes me convinced that it probably recorded correctly. Let's run that again. Look at this. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, it ran faster because frame counter doesn't actually know the real frame count. We would have to use a timer. We would have to use a timer. Do I even want to do that? I don't know why I would want these things to run slower. I don't want to do that. I want to run it at this speed. Might be nice to be able to control the speed though, right? Because if it's that fast, you can't always see what it's doing. You might have a hard time even knowing why it's doing what it's doing. But I've confirmed that a bunch of stuff will work. The mouse is aligned correctly, right? For instance, if while this is running, I grab the window with my real mouse, it stops updating, but watch, it's still, the mouse remains aligned properly, right? So, like within the experiment, because yeah, 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 yeah. So what if the window could change its size? That's a problem. That's a problem. So you'd have to guarantee that the window size does not change during a recording or during input playback. Is basically what that comes down to. But I think I'll just do that manually for now. If it becomes a problem where the tests are failing because um, I don't have the same window size anymore or something, then I'll try a more fixed way of doing that. In fact, setting the window size programmatically from within the core would be something that would be useful if it was in there anyway, so that um, I don't know. It's very interesting. I mean, the platform layer tells the core what the size of the window is supposed to be. After an input event changes that, and it just believes in it, and so it's really the platform layer that has to be authoritative to make the claim about what the size of the window is when it's explaining that information to the core. But maybe there should also be a way for the core to at least send a request to change the size, and then the platform layer can attempt or ignore that request. But because what I'm thinking is if you could do that, because it'd still be a frame of lag. If you really wanted to be able to make this work, you'd have to be able to recreate the actual mouse behavior so that you're controlling the real mouse and actually moving like and doing outside of Windows. It's a one layer too. It's one or two levels of too low for where I've inserted the stream. So it's really just out of the question, I think, without a major relook at how the input is played back and things. But it's okay. I don't think window resizes are that critical of a situation that I can't just test them manually. Like the things that go wrong there are usually easily reproduced, I think. I mean, the kinds of things that go wrong there are just like, oh, I resized the window and it didn't update the internal size of the 4coder window correctly, stuff like that. Or I saw like a weird thing happen where it failed to render one of the panels when I was resizing one time because it, well, I don't know why, or I would have fixed it, but I assume because it, like miscalculated the size of the panels and then corrected once I moved my mouse. I'm not sure. It could also just be that weird thing where stuff doesn't render all the time. But anyway, so we have recording done. Alright. I feel like I've run out of steam a little bit today. I don't have quite as much in me as I did last week, but we did get a whole bunch of stuff done, super productive. So I think that I'm gonna call the end of the stream for now. I'm not gonna go all the way till like midnight like I did last time or whatever. And I'll see you guys around. Later.